24-year-old says when he's out on the field, he's not just putting on a show for Chiefs Kingdom, he's playing for God.
Obviously, I want to win every game, but as long as I'm glorifying Him every single time I'm out there, I can walk with my head held high.
Mahomes says his walk with Christ has shaped him into the man he is today and the star player so many around the league admire.
Before every game, I walk the field, and I just do a prayer at the goalpost, and I thank God kind of for those opportunities, and I thank God for just letting me be on a stage where I can glorify Him. And I feel like the biggest thing that I pray for is that whatever happens, win or lose, success or failure, that I'm glorifying Him and doing everything the right way that He wants me to.
Here's an example of what to do. Joni is a 13-year-old soccer player, but this story applies to any sport. With her parents in the stands and her whole team watching and holding their breath at the end of the game, she misses a final penalty kick on goal that would have tied the game.
All right, welcome everybody. Jeff Russell here with Brian Schaefer and Reese Schaefer on the camera. And with Brian, we got a really good matchup here. Both teams are 4-1. The Pistons, Patrick Casey had his first upward loss a couple weeks ago. So it ought to be a good matchup. These teams seem to be even. Carson Plank, Jesse Stark, the big workhorses for the team in red. Logan Eberle, Stoltzfus. But they got a lot of weapons too. And probably the biggest weapon is over there on the bench, the coaches. How important is coaching to a game like this?
Oh, very, very important. You know, just being creative and coming up with some different stuff that you haven't done before, just to throw a different look at it, you know?
Absolutely.
I was talking to Coach Casey before the game and, you know, talking to him about his ideas for the playoffs to throw a wrench into things, to do things a little bit differently this last couple weeks in practice as they head to the playoffs. So,
and Logan Eberle gets things going for the Pistons. And Plank's going to be called on a travel. And I think he's hurt. And boy, that's the last player Stark needs hurt. You don't want anybody hurt. But Carson is having a fantastic season. Boy, he is down hard. Brian, did we see what happened?
I did not.
I know he was the shooter, am I correct? I hope Carson's okay. He is. I did not see him moving his head. And Coach Stark touched him on the stomach and he flinched. We've seen a couple players hit their heads there. I don't know if he hit his head on the floor. He's asking for water. We saw Ian Long hit his head on the floor. So Brian, if they're asking for water, you would think nothing to do with a blow to the head or anything, right? This is very unusual that a player is on the ground at the very opening of a game and needed water. What do you think it could be? Diabetes or something? Oh. And he's up. And he looks like he's walking okay. I don't see him. He is wearing a leg brace. We'll find out. A few reasons you could be asking for water.
Yes. Yes. I mean,
few manly reasons.
Yes, exactly.
But we'll find out the official.
Reese went down that this year.
That's happened to Reese.
Got hit with the ball right there. And
Okay. Well, that could explain things. No pun intended. And Carson looks like he's okay.
They are taking him ice.
Getting ice. I see him holding his eye, his left eye. And not sure where he's going to put the ice. That'll probably give us an indication.
He is pointing to his eye.
It's the left eye. So he may have got poked. Wow. Have any of your kids dealt with a vicious poking in the eye? Accidental, of course.
No, but when we were kids, my brother got poked in the eye playing basketball. He had to wear a patch for a week and a half.
Oh.
So,
Never fun.
no.
So the refs, they're talking it over with Coach Stark. And sorry we didn't go to commercial, folks. We wanted to keep you updated on Carson's situation. 3 bench players for the Wolverines, or the Timberwolves. 1 bench player for the Pistons. And Brian, there's a familiar player of yours, number 40 in blue. Does it bring back any memories of the Lions?
Christian Horst.
I think he missed the first couple games. He's back. What do you remember him as a Lion? What stands out the most? Size?
Size. And, we really started working with him with just turning and shooting. He would want to put his head down and start dribbling. And it was, we got him to the point where we were able to put him underneath the basket and just get him the ball, and he would turn to shoot. He wouldn't always make it, I was talking to Ronan Casey, who is the assistant to Patrick Casey, and they're trying to do the same thing with Christian. They're trying to get him just down underneath and just get him the ball and turn him to shoot.
Now you had Reese Schaefer, you had Elijah Talumach on that team, so a lot of ball handlers. So no need for the big guy to take it up.
No.
Coach Stark. I don't know what Stark's. Looks like he might. Can't tell if he's upset or not. I don't think anything was intentional. I didn't see. Did you see who the player was?
I did not.
That hit playing, but Carson's still shaking up. There's Stoltzfus. Connor to the right hand. Good. And a 4-0 Piston lead. But I turned it off. All right, underneath Weaver. Good passing here, Stark. Got it to Baker. Good luck, but he missed it. And Vitt comes down with it. Stoltzfus double team. Looking for Horst. There's big Christian Horst back on his way in, gives it off to Vint. Connor looking for help, and Weaver right there. Caden saw it the whole way. Good job, Caden Weaver from Narvon, Pennsylvania. And Caden's going to put it up, and I believe that's going to
Travel.
That is not going to count.
Travel before the shot.
Caught too many steps, Caden. A great shot. One extra step. Still a 4-0 game. Eberle drives, throws one up, through the foul. Eberle on that championship Sixers team on the losing end of the championship last year. having a tremendous season. His father, Shannon, is sick today. So Shannon won't be joining us. And Brian does not look like Carson Plank is anywhere ready to come back. You think he's done for the day?
He might be.
There's Stark. Sees Baker, bounce pass. Blue jersey's quickly closing in. Jesse Stark around and in for three. That's what the coach likes to see. Stoltzfus comes right back as he always does. He loves to answer quickly. It's going to go the other way. So that fast, the Timberwolves come within one. And Pistons are shorthanded this week. Weaver, triple team. Boy, the press is on hard. Bri, do you like the strategy of pressing when you have one person on the bench? Think it matters at this level? It's a bunch of young men in great shape.
Yeah, 6-minute quarters.
If you and I were out there, it'd be a different story.
Absolutely a different story.
And that was Trevor Rissler. Good job, Trevor. Stoltzfus. Oh, a beautiful screen by Horst. That's the guy you want setting screens. That opens things right up. Everly lost the handle. Stoltzfus looking for help. Has Vint. Vint into the lane. Poked out by Stoltzfus. And they're going to get Franklin.
That's going right.
And it is 5-4, yes. So Vint's going to go to the line. Franklin Stoltzfus, he was actually teammates with Connor Stoltzfus 2 years ago. That championship Eagles team. I saw Franklin playing at a music concert over at Garden Spot High School earlier. Vint hits the first. And misses the second. Eberle the rebound. Eberle puts it up. No good. Stoltzfus right there for the putback, and Connor doing what Connor does best. And the press is on. This is Zook. Watched his little brother Caleb earlier. There's Stark. Jesse just missed. Franklin underneath, and Franklin's going to draw the foul. Brian, did you ever coach Franklin Stoltzfus? I don't think he was one of yours. Good player, watching him evolve. He's got a championship ring. The boys 5th and 6th. It's amazing how many players don't have a championship ring here at Upward. Good players. Lance Binkley, Kai Harding. A lot of guys play here their whole careers and never got one. And Franklin. Good job. We got a 3-point Piston lead. 2-point. Now the scoreboard says 1 point.
Yes.
That's what I have on my unofficial sheet. So we'll go with
7-6
is the correct score. Sorry about that, folks. A 1-point game.
The scoreboard has been
It's early.
working it out. Yes.
Still early in the day. I have 7-6 as well. All right, here we go. Eberle. Logan's going to drive. Feeds it underneath for Vint. Stark, a good play again there for the putback. Stoltzfus. 6 points. Here comes that press. Dallas Shands into the game. Stoltzfus. Dangerous pass. Got it to Baker. Baker underneath. Almost hit it. Stoltzfus is going to put it up. That's no good. Big Christian Horst. Comes down with it, but Stark knocked it right out of his hand. Jesse for Baker. Baker may have gotten away with one. Now they're going to get him on the second. They let him get away with one, not the second. tried to take a step away from the defender. You can do 1 foot, not 2, without dribbling. 9-6.
Yes. Jeff, you really need to get a mouse here, not just this touchpad, because every time I touch it, it wants to move someplace else.
Sensitive keyboard. Here's Stoltzfus up and in. 8 points for Connor. We have not seen Connor have a big game yet, but we know he's capable of. Coach Stark on his feet, very animated right now. 11-6. It's been the Connor Stoltzfus show so far. And got to go the other way. And again, the big story here, Carson Plank poked in the eye, has not returned since, I believe, the opening minute. If I'm correct, Brian, was that the opening minute? Stark puts one up. And that is a huge loss. Carson having a MVP type season so far. And Dominic Baker off the glass. And we got a 3-point ball game. Stoltzfus double teamed by Felpel, and we got a first timeout. And we'll be back right after this.
This is the no ball box out drill. Every time we box out, what we want to do is we want to recognize the shot. So we want all 5 of our players on the floor yelling shot so everybody knows what's happening and that the shot is actually going up. So again, it's going to be important to locate, tag, turn, hold the box out so the player can't get by us, and then we're going to go up, get that ball with 2 hands.
All right, back to action here. Stoltzfus guarded by Zook. Connor switches to the right hand, floater, missed it. Franklin, Stoltzfus, and Stoltzfus having a jump, the former teammates. And Brian, do we have an update on Carson Plank?
Yes, it appears that there's concussion-like symptoms. So they have ruled him out for the rest of the game.
Oh, devastating loss for Coach Stark. Horst puts a tomahawk up. Vint came down with it. Back out to Everly. Everly, good pass over to Vint. Vint, a good look. That was right on line, missed it. Stoltzfus doing a lot of work under there with Plank out of the game. And a good job. Here's Jesse. 13 seconds ago in the first quarter. Felpel has it. Felpel, nice fake. He got Connor up in the air, stops. Nothing there. Out to Stark. Jesse at the foul line. That's no good. Stoltzfus comes down, Franklin. And there's going to be a foul, so he's going to go to the line. The buzzer rang. So he will go and shoot 2. So Brian, did you say concussion-like symptoms?
Correct.
He's holding the ice to his eye. What did they say they think happened?
Oh, it looks like he hit his head at some point, probably the back of his head when he came down on the floor after hitting his eye. So,
and that's it. They ruled him completely out.
Yes, the one referee heard him talking about possible concussion, and he ruled him out for the rest of the game. He would have to be cleared by a doctor before he would be able to come back by PAAA rules.
Okay, so this is PIAA.
Yes, we have two PIAA officials on the floor today, and that is how they are calling the game.
So Stoltzfus misses both, and that is the end of the first quarter, and we'll be back.
I want to share with you how to work on your mental toughness off the court.
And he's just leaving the quarter off. That's what I did at the last game. I just see how it doesn't even have the quarter on there. I just leave it off. Just announce it. If I'm announcing.
So every time I go
Snooze.
to touch
You don't say 10 more minutes, 10 more minutes. That's called giving in to.
It's off. Yeah.
You practice doing it with precision, making it neat, putting your pillow just right. When you do that, not only are you starting the day with a win. You already got a win. You already got something accomplished. But in addition, you're setting your mind to be a person who's organized, a person who's disciplined, a person who's precise.
All right, we're back for the second quarter. Jeff Russell here with Brian Schaefer and Reese Schaefer on the camera. And the Pistons nursing a 3-point lead, but the big news of the day, Carson Plank, in the first minute of the game, appears to have gotten poked in the eye and hit his head on the ground. Ruled out for the entire game. A really sad set of events there. Jesse misses. Franklin having a big workload today. And Christian Horst grabs the rebound. Here's Everly on a 2-on-1 behind his back. There's his Euro step and he lays it in. Good job by Logan. It is really going to be tough to beat this already hard Piston team without Carson. I know Carson really wants to be in there. Everly going for the ball, collides with, was it Baker? Play's going to continue. Stark looking for Rissler. It'll go the other way. Brian, do you remember any situations where you lost a star player early in the game? Had to deal with it?
Fortunately, I have not. I've always had my injured players be able to come back into the game, especially like my daughter who would get injured all the time.
Kaylee. Brian, looks like Coach Stark just got slapped with a technical. I'm not sure what happened. He was calling for a foul. And we were talking and not sure what. So Vince going to shoot 2, I believe. Makes the first. And this is the second. Not exactly sure what Coach Stark did or said. It had to be something he said because he was quite a distance from the referee that called the tech.
Yeah, and I think he might have been on the floor as well.
Okay, so you did see him come out of his seat?
Yeah. I mean, you're allowed to stand up, but you aren't allowed to come out onto the floor.
Okay. There is a new PIAA ref here. Here's Christian Horst off the clash. And Stark comes down with it. Long pass for Baker. Stoltzfus is back there. Dominic stops and nails it. Beautiful. 4 points for Baker. And now the Pistons stepped over the line. And the TWolves are going to get another chance here, only down 4. Without their star player. You know, Brian, situations like this, I love to see when players are an unexpected workload to show what they can do. And you're really surprised sometimes to see some guys come out, show what they can do. Here's Baker drawing a foul.
Stoltzfus is getting a little happy with the slaps there.
Yeah, better watch the foul count.
Remember, you could get Connor into
Yes.
foul trouble.
You did play Connor, didn't you?
Yes. If you went right at him, so we would always have Lucas go right at Connor. And
if I remember correctly, you guys were in the game for quite a bit of that game to the 4th quarter. Yeah, Talumak had a great game, if I remember. Nice job by Dominic.
yes, that championship day, we were able to give them a better game than the actual championship game. The championship game was a blowout, and we had a 6-point game or whatever. And we were in it right before.
Baker again. Yes, that was the Rams-Eagles, the infamous Billy Pyle slam into the wall incident. Yeah, the Rams just did not have it that day. Here's Everly. Fade away in the paint. No. Jesse comes down with it. Stark, outlet for Baker. Boy, Baker's having a great game. Pulls up. Dominant Baker. 7 points in the quarter, 9 for the game. And like we said, I love to see some players step out of their usual role. You got to rise up, and they take the lead. Connor, a little frustration. Are they going to get him on a charge, or are they going to call Baker?
Nope.
Baker's going to get the foul.
You have to establish your position earlier than that.
And I think I know who Mr. Baker is now that I see a fan jump out of their seat. And he is getting ejected. Not sure. The fan is getting ejected. Connor Stoltzfus. Brian, things are getting heated here at CFC. The fan, I don't know why he's getting ejected. He did jump out of his seat. Something about heckling, I heard. Hate to see that go on. Everybody's passionate about the sport. There's Vin. And they're going to get Cavan. Cavan does not like it. You better be careful. He's going to get slapped with a technical. I'm not sure. I heard illegal screen called. Boy, this game's getting a little chaotic. Here's Baker. Down by 1. I'll see if I can find out from Steve Whitmer what happened, why they ejected the fan. I didn't see anything other than the fan jump up, and I don't even think he said it. And right there, Jesse for the putback. 5 for Stark. At a 1 point.
But great instincts there on Baker to get that, you know, to be able to come out and say, I need to score because our big guy is out, and you know, taking that under his belt, you know, and I'm sure that's coach giving him a pep talk there and saying you can do this. So
absolutely, love to see guys step out and show what they can do. All right, we got a timeout here, and we'll be back.
Now, most players, the average player, whenever they're being heavily pressured by a defender, they become passive. They want to get rid of the ball immediately. They can't handle pressure.
Those 8 assists in the first quarter. Kyrie, all the way. Yes.
The first thing you want to do is create time and space. One great way to create time is by stopping on a dime. So if I'm being heavily pressured by a really good defender, I'm going to go hard, stop on a dime, and you're going to immediately see that defender retreat, and you're going to create a pocket of.
All right, we're back here with second quarter action, and the Pistons are down by a point. Too many steps.
You have to shoot. You cannot pass. When you're a step, you have to shoot. You cannot
the extra
pass.
step and then tried to pass it.
Yes.
That's what he got called. And right now we have an upset in the brewing in the making. Stoltzfus, a nice interception. Connor's flying down that right side. Boy, Caden Weaver's really trailing him hard. Connor with the underhanded layup, missed it, but they followed his own shot and made it. 12 points for Stoltzfus. And the lead going back and forth. Logan Everly picks Stark's pocket and missed the layup, unfortunately. Stark, glad to see that. So they are going to get Everly on a foul here. I think it could be a little bit of a frustration after missing the layup. Here's Weaver, guarded by Shands. Weaver, baseline, shot it over Horse. Stoltzfus is there. This is Connor with a 1 point lead. Minute 50 to go in the first half. Again, the Timberwolves without their star player, Carson Blank, and there's Vint underneath. 4 points for Vint and a 3-point Piston lead. Again, Carson Plank ruled out for concussion symptoms. And Weaver's going to draw the foul. You look at Caden Weaver, you would think he's the smallest person in the league, and he is not. The person that fouled him, Dallas Shands, is about an inch smaller. It's good to see them matched up against each other. There's a nice foul shot by Weaver. Gets himself on the board. Weaver tying his shoe at the foul line. Brian, have you ever seen that one?
Yes, all the time.
I have not seen a foul shooter tying his shoe.
Yes, a lot of times, especially when I was coaching 5th and 6th grade travel ball, if the boy got to the foul line and his shoe was untied, refs would stop the game.
No
and make him
penalty.
tie his shoe.
Eberle comes down with it. Minute 24 to go, first half. A 2-point blue lead. Pistons in blue. Stoltzfus, double team. Nice screen by Shands. Stoltzfus looking for help. Got it to Eberle. Eberle back out to Stoltzfus. Guarded hard by Stark. Stark really putting on the pressure now. Over to Eberle. Swings it inside the Horst. Guarded by Stoltzfus. Swings it inside and Rissler right there, but Kevin Vint, what a play. Back out to Eberle. Baseline right side. Nothing but net. 6 points for Eberle. At a 4-point Piston lead. And Coach Stark calls time. And we'll be back right after this.
Now, most players, the average player, whenever they're being heavily pressured by a defender, they become passive. They want to get rid of the ball immediately. They can't handle pressure.
Those 8 assists in the first quarter. Parry, all the way. Yes.
The first thing you want to do is create time and space. One great way to create time is by stopping on a dime. So if I'm being heavily pressured by a really good defender, I'm going to go hard, stop on a dime, and you're going to immediately see that defender retreat, and you're going to create a pocket of space so that you can reassess and attack immediately.
All right, Jeff Russell back here with Brian Schaefer and Reese Schaefer on the camera. 47 seconds to go in the half. This has been a dicey one, to say the least. There's Horst with an interception. Got it off to Connor Stoltzfus. Stoltzfus on Stoltzfus. And boy, Stark really playing him hard today. Off to Eberle. Eberle, Euro step. And he's going to draw the foul on Jesse. And did you see there? So Jesse Stark had to play Stoltzfus, played him hard. Connor dished it off to Eberle, and then Stark goes right over and takes Eberle on. But playing a dual role here. He usually had Plank behind him, helping him out, but not the case today, as Carson is going to have to watch from the sideline.
This would be a good situation if the Wolves had some sort of zone defense in their pocket to throw out there.
I'm sure Coach Stark has something up his sleeve. And he is keeping his team in this game, by the way. Connor Stoltzfus the rebound. Stoltzfus underneath. Bullied his way in.
That's just so hard to defend.
Perfectly played with his body. And a 6-point Piston lead. Patrick Casey has both hands in the air, not sure why. Steal by Eberle, and this time he makes the layup. Eberle and Stoltzfus doing most of the damage here. Here's Stark at the buzzer. And that's it. After one half of play, Pistons 26, Timberwolves 18. We'll be back with the halftime message.
You would recognize that he was teaching something completely countercultural, and it was so different from what they understood to be true. I'm currently working through books of 1st and 2nd Peter, and Peter was writing to the new believers at the time about how they needed to live their lives in a way that went against the culture. Because of their new life in Christ, they shouldn't be joining in the sinful behaviors that they may have once found acceptable, and that led to some persecution. So Peter wrote this in 1 Peter 2:21. He said, "For God calls you to do good, even if it means suffering, just as Christ suffered for you. He is your example, and you must follow in his steps." As a believer, I am called to be different, and sometimes that's really hard. However, I can see Christ's example of suffering in a way that I hope to never have to experience, and have a clearer understanding of how I need to live. Even if it does look weird or different, God is the one I want to glorify, not other people and not myself. Most importantly, though, I know that any earthly suffering is temporary. Because I have put my faith in Christ, I know that I will spend eternity in heaven. And the hope and joy that comes from knowing who I am in Christ and where I'll spend eternity makes the suffering now pale in comparison. So I encourage you to think about who you follow as an example in this life. If you're not following Christ as your Lord and Savior, I encourage you to do so. Feel free to talk to me or one of the other Upwards people about that if you'd like. You know, it may not be easy to be different, but in light of eternity, it really is the best thing that you can do. Thank you for listening, and before I go, I just want to promote a couple of things that we have going on at CFC the next month or so. First of all, married couples. We have a marriage seminar coming up on March 3rd and 4th. It's a Friday night and a Saturday morning. And it's a way to enrich your marriage. Even if you have a great marriage, that's awesome. But it's always a great time to come out and just enrich what's going on that's going well. And again, Friday, March 3rd and Saturday morning, March 4th. There's a postcard out in the lobby that you can grab. It's $25 per couple. We do have childcare if needed. And you just need to register online and let us know that you're coming. And then also, looking ahead to Easter, which is not as horribly new to anything, we are having an event for families of school-age kids. We are having, it's called the Easter Journey, and we're going to transport this gin into the journey that Christ would have taken the week before his crucifixion and resurrection. So that is for families. No registration necessary, just come, but there is also a postcard for this out in the lobby as well. So thank you for your time.
I want to share with you how to work on your mental toughness off the court.
In this drill, the defender will start between the offensive player and the basketball. On the clap, the defensive player is going to make contact with their forearm and then turn their backside to complete the box out. They need to hold this for 3 seconds to complete the drill. If the offensive player is able to touch the basketball within 3 seconds, they score a point. If the defender can hold them off, they score a point. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, good job. 1, 2, 3.
All right, back here for the second half. Jeff Russell here with Brian Schaefer and Logan Eberle, who just put one in. And continuing his strong game, 10 points. Jesse, almost. Eberle dribbled it right over the head of Dallas Shands. I don't think I've ever seen that. Behind the back, Euro stepping in. Brian, have you ever seen a player dribble it over his own player's head and not be called for anything because Shands is so short that he just dribbled it right over him, right over his head? I don't think I've seen that. You never know what you're going to see here at Upward. And Luke Harding's on the court. Definite candidate for regular season MVP. We got a lot of candidates here. Connor Stoltzfus, Logan Eberle, Carson Plank, Jesse Stark, all candidates. And Isaiah Lapp, Luke Harding. Damian Parry having an amazing season. It is going to be tough to call a regular season MVP this year. Coach Cole's getting ready for your game coming up. Yeah, you are got your hands full. Playing an undefeated team.
Easy peasy.
Oh, Coach Cole's very confident as usual. And here's a steal by Eberle. Trying to make his bid for player of the game.
The true undefeated team?
Only undefeated team left is the Lakers, who you are facing. Yes, he did.
Okay, well, there'll be none after today.
Pat and John Hoffman both lost. One game this year. Here's Weaver. Short. Dished it off the wrestler, looking for his second basket of the day. And Connor comes down with it. 32-18. Pistons open this game up. Vint up top. Eberle for three. No good. They're trying to get Shands the ball. They did this a couple weeks ago. And Shands actually went to the line to shoot two and missed both, unfortunately. Still looking for those first points of the season. Here's Baker. His sister Caitlin, a tremendous player, the Girls Hall of Fame. And there's Connor Stoltzfus, another rebound. He's having a tremendous game as well. Right now it's shaping up to be him and Eberle, possible co-players of the game. There's Sensenig. Smacked away by Franklin. And Eberle caught Baker looking around, but Franklin was right there to help out. But the strength and speed of Eberle is incredible. But Caden Weaver, he didn't care. He came right at Eberle. What do you think? Eberle has a 2-foot size advantage there?
Yeah.
On Caden Weaver?
Yeah.
Little Weaver went right at him like the heart of a lion.
That's the way you got to do it.
That reminds me of your son. How many steals and layups? I can't even enter the score. Reese has already stolen it and laid it in. So many times for the Lions. There's a travel. The Pistons open this one up, but not over. Still very early in the contest. 3:35 left to go in the third. Coming up next, the undefeated Lakers. And Isaiah Lapp will be taking on Chick Coles and his 3-2 Knicks. And this time Luke Harding will be present. Luke was out last week and they suffered a loss. Luke just having an incredible season. I don't know how I'm going to choose one regular season MVP. There's just been so many. It's so close. Still a few weeks left. Week and a half left here before I got to make that unbelievably difficult decision. Horst put one up. No good. So the awards we have are regular season MVP, championship game MVP.
Okay.
Then a bunch of player of the games each game. So all those take into account. So those are the only two awards we're giving out right now. Here's Sensenig, Silas. gets himself on the board. 34-18. There's Baker. No good. Again, folks, the Timberwolves, without their star player, Carson Plank, went down in the first minute of the game, hit his head on the ground. Think he was poked in the eye as well, all accidental. And he has been ruled out of the game. Horst poking at it, Vint pokes at it. Baker looking around, looking for a foul, not going to get it. We had a fan ejected. All kind of things going on in this game. We had the coach got a technical. And Eberle's been Euro stepping all over the Timberwolves. And he even tried a Euro step pass, but he was called for a travel. And Stoltzfus went in. So this has been a very eventful game, hasn't it? All we want to see now is a Dallas Shanes bucket. There's Stark for three, no good. Baker just ripped it out of the hands of Vint and missed it.
Got to use the backboard there.
Yeah, he tried to go right in with it. That's a tough shot. Here's Eberle. And so they're going to get Caden Weaver on a foul. And I heard there was an overtime game earlier. Brian, did you see the overtime win?
Yes.
Coach Good?
Yes, it was a good game.
Chase Gwaltney, since he's been back after week 3, they have not lost a game.
Well, and he scored the winning bucket, and they were able to hold the ball until the end of the game.
Very good. Chase Gwaltney with the game winner. You guys can check that out on YouTube. Here's Eberle with another steal and layup. He's having a tremendous game.
Looks like the Pistons have just worn them down here now. They were able to keep with them, hang with them in the first half, but
it was a good game. It was. Even without Plank in there, they were giving him a challenge, but ever since halftime, I don't know what happened. The Timberwolves came out flat. Again, it hurts when your star player's sitting there, can't get in there. I know how bad Carson wants to play. Eberle from about 18 feet almost hit it.
And it looks like the Wolves are in some sort of 1-2-2 zone defense.
They are sticking to a zone.
So Pistons are playing a modified man with a double team.
Well, with a 20-point lead, it's pretty much over at this point, you would think. Are they in miracle territory right now, or do you think the game's out of reach?
I think it's out of reach. The game is well at hand at 20 points here.
As a coach, and you're the losing coach on this, do you try to experiment? What do you try to get out of this?
I'm trying to push my boys to see how much they can come back, see if they can make a run at it. You need to put faith in some of these younger boys that don't play much and let them see what they can do.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot from Dominic Baker. I'd like to see Jeremiah Zook show what he can do. Felpel, sure, see all these guys are talented. They got to get the time. Now they have the chance. Now what about on the flip side? Pistons, you got one guy on the bench. Anything you really need to do? Tell your players. You're pretty much coasting at this point.
Yeah, just keep going hard. I, at this point, am trying to get some of my players that don't score much baskets. So if I were coaching, I would have, my main player, one of my two main players at the foul line, the other players down towards the boxes, trying to get the ball into the center and then dish it down to the box for some easy baskets for some of the younger boys.
Now I see that the Caseys are talking to Shans and Stoltzfus. Do you think they're planning something to get Shans the ball?
I believe so.
They tried it 2 weeks ago. And he had several opportunities, right? They were all at the foul line.
Mm-hmm.
Then at the end of the game, he had 2 shots to end the game with no time left. Still looking for those first points. Eberle continuing his routing. 17 points, 16 for Stoltzfus. It's going to be tough to call player of the game here. May have to share it out. Here's Caden Weaver. Nice pass to Rissler, missed it. Connor coming down with it. They're looking for Shands. I see him looking over. Oh, he's going to pull. Is that the buzzer? Oh, after 3 quarters of play. Pistons 39. Timberwolves 18. We'll be back.
I prefer that my parents, if I play bad, don't say anything. And if I play well, it doesn't really matter if they compliment me on how I play. I just I don't know, I prefer my parents to, not talk as much.
She tells me to get in the position that my coach told me not to get in. I'm like, well, no. And then she's like, get in your position. I'm like, no.
Coming from the coach's mouth is kind of better, I feel like, because your parents are there to support you and your coach is there to help you, you know?
They don't need to, always be, telling me what to do, every minute of the game. They kind of just gotta let me play.
I love when you say, really nice. I got it, Mom.
I'd like to look back and I'd like to see.
All right, we're back. And again, we may have to shut off the scoreboard at this point. Just visited by Coach Brad Slaughter of the Lakers. 5-0 this season. Gave Patrick Casey his only loss as an upward coach a couple weeks ago.
I was out at halftime just stretching my legs.
Here's Shands! Missed it.
And he was huddled up with his team, giving them some really good pointers. I like the things he was talking to his team about doing this week. So I expect another good game from them.
Dominic Baker. Yes, the Lakers are really making a bid. They want to add themselves to that perfect season list. Here's Shands again, rejected by Caden Weaver.
You got to get a screen for Shands.
Here's Baker. Dono's rebound. Rissler's under there. Stoltzfus grabs it. Franklin, he's going to be fouled. So, Brian, have you been in a situation where you wanted to get a player like Shands the ball? What do you tell your players? How do you arrange something like that?
You know, luckily the times that I've had really good. I've had really good captains that have been able to facilitate that themselves.
So you basically let the boys, you just go out there and tell them what to do?
Yep.
Stoltzfus, 1 out of 2, Franklin. Here's Jesse, the putback, no good. Rissler there, he's going to be fouled.
Now, the Pistons need to be careful here because they only have one guy on the bench, and they have...
I am not keeping the fouls, but they're up there.
Yeah, I know Connor is probably sitting on his 4th, and they have one more that's probably sitting on their 4th as well, so...
Still, they're up by a lot. And Trevor. It's a season high for him. 3 points for Trevor Rissler, career high. Good to see. Here's Connor. To the left, swings it out to Shands. Shands trying to bully his way into the lane. And he's going to have a jump with Jesse Stark. Boy, Shands went right at Stark, right up the middle. He wasn't even thinking of shooting. He was driving. I think Shands would be the smallest player in the league. I think he is. There's Baker. Slammed into,
foul.
Collided with Vin. Unintentional. So Brian, no boys 7 to 9th team. No team has ever gone the perfect season. The closest that came was Patrick Casey's undefeated season. but he had a tie in week 3 of that year. So no boys 7 to 9th. Oh, it's been all boys 5th and 6th. And of course, John Hoffman are the only perfect seasons. Sean Doherty's Wildcats last year, perfect. Chick Cole's 2018 was perfect with the Seahawks. My son was on that team, along with Ronan and Fonzie. And John Hoffman's had about 20 perfect seasons. Not this year. Hoffman did lose a game on the books. And TJ Botal has a perfect season, 2019. Again, the boys 5th and 6th. So we're looking, the Lakers have a chance. They are 3 games away, 3 or 4, 4 games away. Felpel underneath, and it's good. Jaden Felpel from Paradise, Pennsylvania. And Brian, you've had some experience with Jaden, haven't you?
I have, yes. I've coached him a couple times in Upward, and then I've had him through the Pequot Valley basketball program as well.
Well, I love Felpel. He plays with all heart.
Now, Jaden has been missing from the Pequot Valley program for the past 2 years, so
he's been over here at Upward enjoying himself, and he's enjoying today. 3 points for Felpel.
He knows I make him run, so
so he tries to skip out on the Pequot. Boy, Felpel all over Stoltzfus. Made him pass it to Horse. No good. Here's Shands. He's got it, but Felpel's not letting him breathe. And they're going to call Shands on a travel. I think Shands is going to be out there for the rest of the game. Would you agree?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
I know Coach Casey wants to get him that first basket.
I would just sit him, even on defense, just sit him down underneath the other basket.
Do whatever it takes.
So
Nice
that way
pick.
you get a...
Jesse
That's probably the way I would do it. Have him down underneath the basket the whole time. When you get a rebound here, you just can keep it down
send
to
him down. Is there a cherry picking rule in Upward?
I don't believe so.
Here's Stoltzfus, Connor, double teamed. And they're going to call him on a travel. And Brian, things are getting interesting here. 39 to 27. A quick 8 points from the Timberwolves. Now they find themselves within striking distance. 3:36, a lot of time. And the Pistons are in foul trouble too. I mean, we wrote the game off at one point, but I'm going to say there's still a chance here. Very, very slim one. Chance is going to come off, take a breather. I think Coach Casey getting a little nervous there. Is that why he's...
You just want to curve things here.
Wants to get a basket. He's watching the Timberwolves catch up. Here's Felpel for 3. No good. Stoltzfus underneath. Loose. Eberle comes out with it. Eberle with Felpel and Weaver to beat. Tipped by Rissler. Vint looking for somebody. Nobody there. And Vint's going to draw a foul. Very fortunate for Vint. He was stuck in a bad position. So they're going to get Trevor Rissler on the foul. So Jeremiah Zook's going to relieve Rissler. Only a 12-point game. Horst, Eberle the rebound. Gets it out to Vint. Vint looking for help. Weaver almost stole that. Approaching the 3-minute mark. Connor Stoltzfus. We know Patrick Casey loves to kill the clock. And I think we got a foul coming up. And an illegal screen.
Absolutely, he was moving the whole time.
Was that Sensenig that they called that on? So big break for the Timberwolves. They need to capitalize, but now we got another illegal screen right back at you. Or are they going to call a block? 2 illegal screens within, what, 3 seconds?
Yes, your feet have to be set. You cannot be moving.
Dominic Baker, that one I saw. Baker was slightly moving. think he caught Eberle in the nose.
Well, he stepped out in front of him. You can't step out in front of someone like that. He set the screen. He set the screen. The offensive player went around him and he stepped out.
So you can't step out of your way.
Once the screen is set, you have to stay put.
Eberle's going to be fouled. And we know Patrick Casey is well versed on killing the clock, as we've seen in the 2021 championship game. He started killing that clock in the third quarter.
To the chance of people from the stand
Yes.
saying, "Just play the game."
And my wife was one of them. She absolutely was yelling at him. With no shot clock, they were taking full advantage of the no shot clock. Hey, it was within the rules. Eberle missed. Baker comes down with it. Baker, got to be careful. Eberle's right behind him. And what a steal by Eberle. Got it off to Stoltzfus. Here's Felpel right on Stoltzfus' tail. Felpel giving him a hard time. Good job by Jaden. Sensitive, guarded by Zook. 2:17 left to go. Stoltzfus is going to drive, missed the layup. Timberwolves have got to score and score now. And going to have a Timberwolf timeout. And we'll be back right after this.
So this is a box out. You all are going to be the offense. We're the defense over here. Defense, let's put up our right forearm, all right? And we're just going to go right here, turn, and box out. All right, ready? Shot. Girls, that was excellent. All right, ready? Shot. Perfect. Perfect. Now, when you box out, make sure you don't put your hands behind your back and hold. Put your hands right up here like you want.
All right, as we're here for the final 2 minutes and 10 seconds, still a 12-point lead. Logan Eberle with the steal, and he tried to dunk it and he missed. He wanted to put the game away. Here's Stark. Jesse hits it. Eberle may regret that dunk. A 10-point game. Coach Stark wanted a foul, I think. Stoltzfus triple teamed. So a minute 44. Brian, is it possible? 10 points?
No.
Not impossible or impossible?
Impossible.
Impossible, you're saying. I've seen some funny things happen, but you are, I would lean towards no. Now, if you could get Carson into the game. All right, Shands is going to come back in. And so is Caden Weaver. Zook is out. Rissler's out. Everybody waiting to see the much-awaited Laker-Knick game coming up. And that's going to be a good one, folks. Join us next for that. Connor missed. Stark comes down with it with a minute 44. Jesse, right side, he's going to drive. Uncontested, missed the layup. Good poke by Felpel. Boy, they're pressing hard here. Eberle beats the press, gets around Felpel, gets around Weaver. Eberle dishes it off the vent, one bounce off the floor and in. And that's pretty much going to wrap it up. So, Brian, if we had to choose a player of the game, or we could do co-players of the game. Vint did have a terrific game, 6 points. Here's Baker.
He's hit some really important baskets.
Here's Stark. Jesse missed. Remember, Eberle with 17 points, a career high. Let's not forget that. 16 for Connor Stoltzfus.
Yes, but it's the contributions from the small guys.
I'll let you make the call on this one because I'm. No. You're going to go with Vint?
Eberle would be.
Eberle
would be a good choice.
I have Eberle and Stoltzfus. I'm stuck at this moment on the two of them, but I guess Eberle having a career high, you would kind of lean.
Yes.
Yeah, if he would have made the dunk, I would have gave it to him right there on the spot. At least he tried. I'm going to give him the credit for trying. Logan, because you tried that, we're going to give you player of the game. But him and Stoltzfus with 17 points as well. Both were tremendous. And Connor, this might be I don't know if it's a career high for him. I know in the Eagles championship year, he's had some high-scoring games. But here for the boys, 7 to 9. This is Stoltzfus' highest game. 18 points for Connor. A minute to go. We still have a minute to decide. Let's see if something happens here. Vint, steal. Connor Stoltzfus just blasts through the red wall. Over to Shands at the foul line. Missed it. Connor got it back, but Weaver's all over him. 44 seconds left. 43-29, so the game is over. And pretty much been over, as we said. They made it interesting. Once again, folks, the story, Carson Plank ruled out of the game with concussion symptoms. We think he was poked in the eye in the first minute of the game, hit his head. He was laying on the ground asking for water. It looks like Carson's okay, but they couldn't chance bringing him back in. Connor, another one. 44-29. 19 for Stoltzfus, 17 for Eberle. Did we have a definite yet? We're going to still wait this out, see who gets the last basket. Stark underneath, missed it. Eberle, another rebound. He stepped out. So career highs for both Stoltzfus and Eberle. Stoltzfus I'm not sure about whether 19 is his high. Eberle, I know it is. Here's Shands at the foul line. Oh, they're going to call a travel. I'm going to throw a bag of popcorn at him. That call it a travel. Where's the mercy? Come on. Here's Caden Weaver. 13 seconds. Poked at by Eberle. He's got Shands behind him. Eberle's not even thinking. Oh, he turned around and gave it to Shands from 10 feet. He hit it! Dallas Shands! And that right there is getting Dallas Shands player of the game. There we go. Congratulations, Dallas. You are my player of the game. There's the mercy. See that? Congratulations, Patrick Casey, Ronan Casey, and the Pistons move to 5-1. Dallas Shands scores his first basket of the season. And we hope Carson Plank please pray for Carson Plank, everyone. He's dealing with concussion-like symptoms. Well, for Brian Schaefer, I'm Jeff Russell. Join us. The Lakers undefeated coming up next.